On this episode, we review lunch at Tusker House, all new menu items at Three Bridges, and revisit some favorite quick service snacks. Today is November 3rd, 2023. This is episode 614 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you're planning that trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, it can be overwhelming and at times downright frustrating, especially when it comes to those advanced dining reservations. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. This also works for dining packages such as Fantasmic, Candlelight Processional, Fireworks, and so much more. So visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. Well, hello, Rhonda. It's been a while.
Uh-huh.
It has been...
Sorry.
Hello, my friend. We meet again.
Uh-huh.
It's been 2 weeks since we actually recorded a new episode, which is crazy because we got ahead of some episodes. So we recorded 2 weeks ago and got a little bit ahead. And then with the holidays and Halloween and everything was crazy. We did a rewind episode to last year's top 10 Halloween songs from Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did a special part one. You gotta subscribe to Theme Park Shuffle for part 2 of Logan and my conversation with Drew Hunter at Sally Dark Rides, which was absolutely fascinating. So you can go check those out. But we're back, all new content, sitting here. What's new since it's been 2 weeks? I haven't seen you in so long.
Well, let's see. We've been super busy. We went to the Halloween party.
Yeah.
That was super, super fun. We actually didn't work.
Yeah, we're gonna talk very briefly about the Halloween party. We went on the 26th,
Mm-hmm.
and even if we had recorded on it, it was gonna come out on Halloween. And while we hope that people want to hear about our experiences and all, it wasn't gonna really help you for this year.
Correct.
So we will touch a little bit base on it, but we really we put the phones away, we put the live stream away. It was just Rhonda and I, and
so fun.
It was amazing. And we just, we really just focused on the party and doing everything that we wanted and
Yeah,
each
we
other.
actually didn't even get over there until closer to time of the party, which was super cool. And then, we just rode some rides.
We met Jack and Sally first.
We did.
And hopefully these are things that can help you for next year. If you're deciding you want to go, we obviously highly recommend Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. We love it. We have not missed it. I mean, outside, obviously, of them not having it.
Right.
And even when they were doing Boo Bash, we did that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this was our 5th or 6th year in a row of doing whatever they're offering for Halloween. And we just, we'll do it every year. And we're already planning on next year. And maybe even the year after, doing it on actual Halloween.
Yes. And we
future.
have done it so many times before that, we focused on things for work and all right, well, we're going to get candy. We're going to do this. We're going to, see this and do that. So this year we just kind of we went with the 7-year-old. So we went through her eyes and, reported on the past and reported on that. So this time it was just us and it was just super cool because we dressed as Jack and Sally.
It was amazing. It was so fun.
It really was. It was really cool because my biggest compliments when I'm there, I think, is, can I get a picture with you?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even get out of All-Star Movies music before a lady asked if she could take a picture of me and you with her children, which was super cool. And then just everybody saying how good we looked, which was just such a great
awesome.
compliment. And then, so we saw Jack and Sally first because that's what I wanted.
And I will say, when you're looking at next year, get there early. They're going to start that line early. We had a 15-minute wait around 6:30, which is incredible because anytime throughout the rest of the night, it's going to be nuts. And we'll touch on a few things. This was a sold out night.
It was.
I don't know
From what they
if
said.
Disney has scaled back the amount of tickets that they're selling, but this was different and seemed so much less crowded, especially when it came to ride wait times, than I can ever remember. You know,
Right.
at 11 p.m., Seven Dwarfs Mine Train was at 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most everything was 10 to 15 to 20 minute waits throughout the night.
But I will say we did some rides, as we usually don't do,
Mhm.
because we can get those done, you know, other times because we are pass holders, but it was super fun. One thing we did not focus on this year at all was candy.
Yeah. 2 stops. I
Two
think.
stops, and they are using, and I am assuming they will probably continue to go to next year, like little ice scoopers
Mhm.
and scooping candy. So, and you know, other people have said that at the end of the night, they're just really just trying to get rid of it. So if you really want the candy, you can get it. I will say that's where I noticed the crowds more, which was
The candy
super
ones
weird.
were super crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the candy lines.
Now, of course, it goes really quick.
Yeah.
But still, that
Yeah.
was a little surprising.
I saw someone post on Facebook they went home with 55 pounds of candy from the Halloween party.
I don't even know how you do that, but okay.
I mean, that's
Was that a
that's
barrel?
That's an entire suitcase full. I mean, that's your, you know,
Holy
your weight
moly.
limit. So I don't know what they did because your weight limit on most
Hopefully they
things
ate
are
5
50.
pounds. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
or like 50, or give them away to the TSA agents or
Yeah.
something. But it's, you know, for us, that's just not, you know, when you have kids with you, the trick or treating part is definitely a big
Yes.
a big part of what they want to do because
Yep.
they're just thinking about candy.
Yep.
But, you know, for us, we can go to Costco right now and buy a giant bag of candy if we need to.
Yeah.
And we just don't need it. So
Right.
that wasn't our focus. Our focus was meeting Jack and Sally.
Yep.
Riding Haunted Mansion because we do it every Halloween party.
Yes.
Surviving Space Mountain
Oh my God! Why do we do it
because they
that?
turn all the lights off and it is pitch black.
It's super awful.
It's rough.
It's like you're riding and you're like, why did
Yeah.
I decide to do this?
You're always going to get in the People Mover just because we
That was
love
fun.
it. And and then seeing the stage show,
Mm-hmm.
seeing the parade and the fireworks, like
Mhm.
those are on our bucket list for the party.
Right.
Anything else is a bonus. So the
Yep.
fact that we got to ride Seven Dwarves is a bonus.
And
Tron. So we did virtual queue for Tron for party nights opens at 6. And this actually should be helpful coming with Mickey's Very Merry,
Okay.
right? Christmas party.
Yes.
It opens at 6. Unlike the 1 p.m. drop, you do not have to be in the park. So
Correct.
we were actually over getting ready to get on the monorail from Grand Floridian, and I hadn't even thought about it, and I just looked down. I was like, 5:59. Oh, let me try. And I got in, and I got Tron.
Yep.
And we ended up riding it later in the evening
Yep.
after we pretty much did everything, but it was pretty easy to secure at that point.
It was great too.
Yeah.
It was super fun.
Oh, so good. I just go back and like riding day or night. My favorite is whichever one I just did.
I think day for me because it's already dark inside, so it's really cool when you come out in the day and then when
Yeah.
you go into the night.
So
It
the
kinda,
contrast is very cool.
it makes it seem a little bit longer, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Yeah, it
and when
does.
you're doing from night to night, basically, to me, it's just kind of like all one like
Yeah.
ride night.
The
So.
experience of walking up or watching other people ride or coming out is obviously much better at night with everything lit up, but the
Mhm.
actual riding portion, I agree. I love the contrast of day to night, or basically night to day to night. You know, you start inside, you go
Yes,
outside, you
yeah.
come back and finish inside. Very, very cool. We didn't have a huge focus on treats or anything like that. There are so many. I don't know how you would even
There's a
prioritize.
lot of sweet treats.
Very sweet
though.
heavy. So I'm very excited for Jollywood Nights. There's a lot more savory type dishes
Okay.
there. But we did try some stuff. So we did go to Sleepy Hollow
Mhm.
and we got the char siu chicken wings, which are whole chicken wings glazed in char siu and topped with chili threads and garlic. This was new this year.
Mhm.
And then we got the Headless Horseman cupcake, which is a spicy cheese flavored cupcake with lime filling topped with cream cheese buttercream, spicy cheese flavored snacks, and a chocolate piece, which was new. Rhonda claimed she was not hungry. And once the chicken wings were in front of her, it was a very different story because we definitely both ate the chicken wings. I don't know if they weren't bad.
They weren't bad. They were crispy.
They were very crispy.
There wasn't a lot of meat on the bones.
No, they're very small,
Mhm.
and they were just. I mean, they were fine.
They were
Like,
fine.
This is something if if Sleepy Hollow put this on its menu regularly, I wouldn't be like, hey, let's go get the wings.
Right.
Much like we are with something we'll talk about a little later. These things that they're doing sometimes with the spicy cheese flavor, like I understand that the flaming hot Cheetos are a big thing and everybody loves them. And there's a freaking documentary about it or a movie about it on Disney Plus about the guy who like came up with them.
Oh my goodness.
This is much like the Casey's Corner hot dog. I think it was last year. That
yeah.
There's no discernible flavors.
I agree with that.
It just tastes like a big muddled something. And it's not even bad. It's not even
bad.
good. It's just
weird.
It's just there.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember going, what? Wait, what is this?
Yeah.
And trying to differentiate. And
None.
It wasn't bad, but I ate a couple of bites and then I was like, okay, I'm done. We did throw some of it away.
We did throw some of this away.
Not because we were disgusted by it.
No,
we
there.
were full. Well, not full, but we were just like, I didn't want too many sweets.
Yeah.
So.
And we are going to talk about we had eaten at Tusker House that morning, which was
we had sweets.
Right. And we finished lunch like 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It's 8 p.m. And I'm like, man, I could get something to eat. And Rhonda's like, you're hungry?
I'm
like, dude, we ate like 8 hours ago.
But I ate so much at Tusker House.
Yeah, you did. But once those chicken wings were there, it was the Chris Farley from the Gap Girls skit.
Nah.
He's like, lay off me, I'm starving. That was Rhonda when those chicken wings hit in front of her. Something else we got that we did not eat till the next day because Rhonda was so full. I thought I wasn't realize how full she was while we were waiting for, I think it was the parade at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And
you got a pretzel.
I wanted a pretzel real bad with the plastic cheese, and they had the churro cart near Cinderella Castle. Had the Sally Pop, so it's a yellow pop with raspberry filling, topped with a Sally chocolate piece that is also new this year. And I was going to be a nice husband and get Rhonda a treat, and then she was like, "I'm still full." I said, "Okay," so we wrapped it up.
Actually, too. I mean, just probably TMI, but I think I had indigestion or something because I truly didn't almost feel good. And then, when we get to Tusker House and start talking about all that, I think you'll probably understand why.
Yeah.
I'm a little upset with myself that I didn't take a probiotic or something before we left for the party. But the good news is I took a picture with it for one, and we got a really awesome picture with me and having that Sally cup pop or whatever. I love that picture. It was amazing.
It was so good.
And then the next day, so we put it away. We had the plate and we had the paper from your pretzels. So then we
like
just
the wax paper, wrapped it all up. Took it to the room.
Took it to the room. The next morning we ate it and it was outstanding.
This was so good.
So good. The yellow cupcake, basically, cake was so good. The raspberry filling was great. And it really was almost like a breakfast type. I was literally eating it with my coffee.
I was
it was
amazing.
Say,
if you were ever allowed to eat dessert for breakfast, this is it. And
so good.
You wouldn't eat this necessarily and be like, this is dessert.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was kind of like eating a raspberry, jelly-filled donut in a way.
It was so good.
I loved it. I thought
too.
it was great. Now, I can't imagine it would have tasted any better, like fresh the night before, but maybe. But either way, this was really, really good. So,
and if it's there next year, I will absolutely buy one. And I mean, next year, it's one of those things too where I might try to remember maybe some Ziplocs or something.
Yeah.
Because there are so many treats that I wanted to try, but I just didn't get a chance, or I'm like, I don't want to eat it. So then you could eat it the next day or something.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I think actually packing some Ziplocs in your bag is always, in your park bag, is good for anything.
Yeah.
Not just for the parties and stuff. So we did what we normally do, which is we line up perfectly so that we can catch the stage show, followed by the parade. We're right there around the hub. And then we just had to turn around, move forward a little bit for the fireworks. All three were outstanding as always. And it was just, it was so good to be there and catch everything. And we had a wonderful night. We got back to the room before midnight. Like, we actually left the party around 11:30. We walked right onto a bus. Thankful for the people in front of us that ran towards it. And then I don't know if we would have caught it otherwise, as it was getting ready. It literally had closed the doors.
Yes.
It was getting ready to pull out, and the guy saw four of us there. And so, I went ahead and got back. We were, pretty much in the room by midnight and ready to kind of, have fun the next day. But we started that day and the trip down with Tusker House,
Yes.
which shockingly to every single person who listens or follows that we have never eaten there.
Yeah.
No meal whatsoever.
Yep.
We've had them
Didn't even
planned
know
before.
where it was.
You didn't know where it was? Oh,
I mean,
back
like,
when you actually walked through the... Yeah, I mean, we've always
It was
walked past
crazy.
that area.
Yeah, I
towards
never
Festival of the Lion
looked
King,
back
but-
and knew that was where you go and
Yeah.
eat. It was super cool.
So we
Disney
booked this. Yeah, we booked this. We've booked it before. We actually had it for Mother's Day one time. We've done we've probably booked it 3 times and just canceled last minute for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
This time I was like, we're destined to do it. I know that the trick is to get a very late breakfast, which ends at 10:30, and then they start lunch at 11, and you can actually get crossover and do both.
I would have been so full.
It would have been tough to do, but you just would have
Ugh.
ate less overall and tried more, I guess. But for us, we had to drop the kids off, and we're not getting out of here till 8:15 or so anyway. So we're
Mhm.
not going to be down there till after 10. So there's just no way that we could swing doing the breakfast crossover. But I will want to go on a day that, we've stayed the night before and try breakfast here. But went ahead and booked lunch. So of course this is an Animal Kingdom theme park. This is African American dining. It is character dining.
Yay.
Who all did we get?
We got Daisy and Donald and Mickey and Goofy.
Yeah. So good.
It's
and their
so
interactions
great.
were
They were great.
incredible.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Rhonda would ask each of them, like, are you going to the Halloween party tonight? And
Because we
what
were.
are you dressed as?
Yep.
We're going tonight. Make sure you look for us. And
It was fun.
Yeah, I got a picture with, I don't really do the pictures.
No, but Mickey
was
wanted
like,
you.
stand up, like we're getting a photo.
Yeah.
And then it was hilarious because he looked up at me and we got this great photo of us looking like into each other's eyes. Like
Sounds a little weird,
it's a great
but
photo
yeah.
though. It's
Yeah, it is.
adorable. And so the character interactions were absolutely amazing. When the dining plan comes back here in January, this is 1 credit, which is pretty dang good.
Cool.
Annual pass holders get 10% off. Your breakfast does run 8 a.m. to 10:30, and that's $47 for adults, $30 for kids. And then your lunch is from 11 to 3:30. Dinner's 3:35 to 7. Same menu, same price, $62 per adult, $40 per kid. And again, if you were to book, for example, a 10 a.m. or 10:15 a.m. for breakfast, you can stay through past 11, and they will change over, and you get to have breakfast and lunch. And then you get to ask them to roll you out of there.
Yeah.
Because I can't even imagine.
I can't either.
So let's talk about, I guess, what do you think of, the overall atmosphere? We had an
It was
incredible
neat.
cast member,
Yeah.
Sarah, as our waitress.
I don't
Like-
think I realized also how big it is.
It's huge in there.
It is
Yeah.
very large. It was just, I felt I felt like I was at Animal Kingdom or Animal Kingdom Lodge. Like it was very Boma-like.
Very. Yeah, and it's carrying out that, you're in the Africa section of Animal
Yeah.
Kingdom, and it's carrying all of that, same from Harambe Market
Yeah.
into all the marketplaces and heading towards Kilimanjaro and Festival of the Lion King. Dawa Bar's right out there. Just perfectly set decor.
Yep.
But the food is what, of course, we're really here for. And
Mhm.
we like to see if we can try at least a bite of every dish when we do something like these buffets.
Yes, we do.
And so we'll kind of like strategize and take it on as a team, or, we'll go up and Ron will say, all right, I'll get these 3 things, but you
Mhm.
get those 3 things, and we'll go back and we'll share. So let's talk about some of the breads and dips that they had. They had a whole naan bread with house-made hummus, the mango chutney, and tzatziki sauce,
Mm-hmm.
which is very much like a little bread service. What did you think of these?
They were good. They were very good. It did kind of remind me of like the bread service.
Yeah.
I like the hummus the best.
Mhm.
The mango chutney was fine.
That mango chutney is the same one they got at Sanaa, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
These other 2 are very similar.
Yeah.
So if you like
Um,
Sanaa bread service,
yeah.
you're going to like this.
Yeah.
You just don't have as many accompaniments.
Yeah.
But very, very good.
They had little corn muffins, which were cute.
Yeah.
Super cute. Little
were good.
tiny ones. And then they had mini zebra like bread loaves,
Mhm.
which look like a little zebra. It's
Yeah.
like the black and white basically, and it was super cool looking. I did not eat that.
No, and I really wish, I meant to go back. They have these honey rosemary rolls that looked outstanding, like fresh baked rolls glazed in honey with sprinkles of rosemary, and I didn't get one, and I meant to go back and get that with some butter.
Okay. I think we didn't because we were also like wanting to keep it open.
Yes.
Not fill ourselves with
Yes.
bread.
Yeah, because next we're going to move on to the salad portion.
Uh-huh.
So this has a black-eyed pea salad, roasted cauliflower salad, quinoa and chickpea salad, and then you have like a standard kind of like salad greens with different toppings and dressings. So I make black-eyed peas every New Year's Day, just as a Southern tradition. I personally don't care for them. I really liked this black-eyed pea salad.
It was really good.
Can we do that for this New Year's Day, or do we have to do the traditional with the ham? Maybe we do this black-eyed pea style salad.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was so fresh and light and flavorful. I'm sure I can find either a copycat recipe or just come up with one.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Like you just said, refreshing, very light. Like it was really good.
Yeah. The roasted cauliflower salad, there was nothing wrong with it. I just didn't care for it. And the florets were really big.
They were.
So you had to cut them. And when they're saying roasted, these were very lightly roasted because they were almost raw, which is fine. I like raw cauliflower. But I didn't feel like, I don't know, this one just didn't work for me.
There was some, it's not on here. That's why I'm like thinking. There was some little salad that was almost one of my favorites. It was that and the black-eyed pea. It had onions,
red onions, cucumber, tomatoes,
and some vinaigrette, oil and vinaigrette. I don't know why this thing was outstanding.
It was super good.
All of the ingredients combined together just made for this refreshing, light, amazing tasting salad. That and then the black-eyed pea salad was my favorite.
Yeah, I also love the quinoa and chickpea salad.
That was good. I liked it.
The quinoa for me is one of those things that I really enjoy if somebody else makes it.
Yes.
We've made it at home and I've just never gotten it right, or I've never gotten the flavors I want or cooked it properly, and a lot of times you have to like wash it a whole bunch and prepare it, and so I like this. All of these salads were super light. They're super refreshing. Outside of the black-eyed pea and then the one that you're mentioning, which isn't on their website, I wouldn't waste my time on them. You know, a lot of times you don't need to waste your time on salad bars, right? That's where they get you. That and the bread. Yeah. Now, I do think that going ahead and getting a little bit of... Now, if you've been to Sanaa, you may bypass the naan and the 3 different dipping sauces. If you have never been to Sanaa and you wonder what the hype is about, I would try these. Otherwise, I'd maybe skip them, save room for everything else. Same thing with the salads. But to me, these 2 salads, especially the black-eyed pea and the one you're talking about, are almost like palate cleansers. Yeah. Because they're so light and refreshing, and they've got the acid to them. Like, it's good to go from maybe a heavy meat dish that we're going to talk about into something like that, and then move on to your next thing. Yep. All right, let's talk about, they do have a whole kids section, which we did not try because it is pretty much the same thing at Boma. And we've had the stuff at Boma, and it's all great for kids. What is on the kids selection? Well, and not for nothing, it was also 2 of these was on like our main thing that I saw. Yeah. You know, you got corn dog nuggets, the little ones. You got macaroni and cheese, chicken legs, green beans, and mashed potatoes. Macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes were on ours as well. I even think maybe the green beans. It was a different version of green beans because they were fiery green beans. Okay. So with all that being said, I mean, yes, you have that for the kids, which is very dumbed down, but very good still. Yeah, it's all great stuff. Yeah. And if, I mean, you know, most kids are going to eat corn dogs and mac and cheese or the chicken legs or mashed potatoes. Now, there's not chicken tenders or anything, but I think you could easily, even for your picky kids, find stuff here. And then they have the house specialties of the meats, which include a spit roasted tandoori chicken, Berber marinated pork, green curry shrimp, chicken curry, za'atar braised beef, and salmon fillets. What did you think of each of these? Because we did try the bounty of meats. We did try all of them. We did. I do not see the lamb on here. No, that is not on here. So let's talk about these first, and then we'll talk about the shawarma station, basically. But talk about these meats first.
the tandoori chicken was the best. I was super, super excited for the green curry shrimp over some jasmine rice. And it was disappointing, I think, because I'm not sure how to explain it other than it just wasn't there for me.
Yeah, it missed the mark. It missed the mark on the flavor because I think they're trying to make it for everyone.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That
So
makes sense.
they're trying to say, let's do the most subtle of green curry flavor that we can so that potentially it can appeal to everyone.
Okay, that makes 100% sense.
But for people that enjoy curry,
like
it
I do.
wasn't there.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I was super excited for this.
I preferred the chicken curry. The chicken curry was the yellow curry, and it definitely had more of that curry flavor. And I love they have the big pots of jasmine rice.
Yes.
So either one of these are great over a scoop of that jasmine rice.
And the shrimp are cute and little salad
They're definitely
shrimp.
little guys.
Which was great, though, because when you're going to have something this big, I don't want to, take a big old shrimp and try to cut it in half or
Now, if I
whatever,
sat down at Jico or Sanaa and ordered a green curry shrimp, and these are the shrimp that came with it, it would be disappointing.
Yes.
But they fit perfectly on a buffet.
100%.
Like you said. You would want nice big shrimp for that.
I did not also like the salmon, unfortunately.
Yeah, the salmon wasn't my favorite. It was cooked really well. I didn't
Just
really love the
tasted
flavoring
salmon-y.
with it. It tasted very salmon-y.
Fishy.
Yeah, it definitely had that extra fish flavor to it. The braised beef was
That was
outstanding.
great. That was great.
Another one
Very
good with
good.
jasmine rice.
Yes.
And then the marinated pork they were slicing fresh for you. That was very good.
Yes, it was.
This tandoori chicken
That was the best.
incredible.
It really
was. It was
was.
the best thing on the entire buffet for me.
Yeah, it was funny because when you told me to taste it, because this is what Jeremy had on his plate, and we were, switching back and forth because I got the braised beef, and that was holy moly so good.
Yeah.
That tandoori chicken, he's like, you got to taste this, and I did, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow, that really, wow.
Well, what I loved is it is spit roasted chicken pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and it is not sauced.
Yeah.
The sauce is next to it. The tandoori sauce is next to it. So if you want to have it, you can. If you don't, this is still amazing chicken. Cooked absolute perfection. Like fork tender white meat. Because it was the big chicken breast cut in half, and then I think they still had other pieces like leg and thigh and all in there, but I got those, and this was just, if you told me I could go get this, just say they put this in Harambe Market, I'd be hard pressed to not get this every single time that I was in Animal Kingdom. I thought it was that good. I absolutely loved it. Talk about the lamb and the shawarma station.
Yeah,
basically gyro shawarma style station.
Yeah, it was super cool. So just like you can get your pork, and when they were cutting stuff, they had lamb, and I was like, I want the lamb, please. And then there was this cute little station that had you can make an entire gyro.
Yeah.
We had
the naan bread.
tzatziki, they had naan bread, they had red onions, they had tomatoes, they had
Cucumber.
You name it, that was there. And I put it all on top of my lamb.
Yeah.
And I gave Jeremy some because there was 2 pieces of lamb that she cut me. And then I got 2 naans, and I ate 1 whole naan with the lamb and all the sauce and toppings on top. That was the best to me.
Yeah.
I would have, if I wasn't so full, I would have gotten another whole one of these. Holy moly. It was outstanding.
Yeah. To me, the tandoori chicken was the single best item, but this was like the best collaboration. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because
you're really building the lamb by itself was great.
Did you taste it? Because I actually didn't.
Yeah.
But it was super tender. It was super it was so good.
It was. Yeah, I love it. These 2 dishes together. Now, I'm not going to go pay $62 to sit and just eat these 2 dishes. But again, if you can give these to me at like a quick service or
I'm like, I don't know. I think I'd go back and pay $62
and
to
focus
have
on
the black eyed pea salad.
Yeah.
I'd focus on that. I'd focus on the tandoori chicken, the lamb, and then I'm trying to think. some of the vegetables.
Well, we had the house-made mac and cheese, which was very good.
Yes, it was.
Super creamy.
Yep.
Like really house-made. Roasted potatoes, and then they had not only roasted potatoes, they also had roasted root vegetables, which included like yucca, I believe it was, carrot, some of those things. I didn't love that. The roasted potatoes by themselves were good, but I ended up taking they had like a chimichurri sauce there. I ended up taking some chimichurri sauce on it, and that was very good. Otherwise, they were very dry.
I liked them.
They had a harissa soup, which I tried, which was good. Had chickpeas and all in it. Good tomato-based soup. The jasmine rice, of course. I love jasmine. They had a chicken curry. I don't remember it being separate from the main dish chicken curry.
Yeah.
So that one might be forgettable. I loved the feisty green beans.
Yeah.
To me, there is almost no better vegetable than a perfectly cooked fresh green bean.
Yeah.
That you can still snap,
yeah.
but it's a little bit tender. And these were so good. Had a little bit of a sauce for that feistiness on them. I loved
liked
these.
that, but I actually liked, there was called a cauliflower, bunny chow.
Oh, yeah.
I liked that better. When I think because I tried the green beans after the bunny chow, and I was like, they were fine to me. Like, they just were green beans. But I really, really liked that. And then I got a couple of root vegetables that were not bad. Like, they were, I think, smaller, so they weren't.
Yeah. The carrots and all were cooked great. They're big, thick carrots. The 2 pieces of yucca that I got, because yucca can be very fibrous unless it's cooked right. And to me, these just weren't cooked enough where they still had a little bit of fibrous to them. If you want really good yucca, go over and get the yucca fries either at Epcot at the Fry Basket during the festival, or go to Nomad Lounge and just get a side there. You don't even have to get the burger sliders.
100%.
But I would still get those too.
Oh, yeah.
So this, I mean, everything on the main buffet I thought was really, really good. Like, we didn't, our biggest knock was probably the shrimp curry.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe a slightly undercooked yucca. Other than that, this was outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
And that was before we even got over to dessert.
Mm-hmm.
What type of offerings did we have for dessert? And some adorable little offerings too. There's some cute desserts.
Oh, yeah. I like they had baby that says baby flamingo. No, the baby bee cakes. The baby bee cupcakes were really good.
Yeah.
They had double chocolate zebra cookies. You said that needed some ice cream or something.
Yeah,
right?
it would have been good.
On the kids menu, they had some more pops, which thank you for that.
Those are good.
So good.
Yeah.
They had a cupcake that was really good. That was really good. What was the favorite though? It was a lime, not a lime, but a little tart, like a little. They had a couple of those.
That was very good.
Yeah, I think it was like a key lime one.
Yeah, it was.
So good.
It was good. I really liked their dessert offering.
Yes.
A
bunch of little ones, which is super cool. And then there was a little brownie one. That was a lot of chocolate.
Yeah, it was.
I took one bite and I gave it to you, and it was good, but that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted to move on.
Yeah.
So
I people, Tusker House is one of those places I've rarely seen anything negative said about it. To be honest. I mean, I really haven't.
And it makes sense.
And it makes sense. It's to me, I was calling it a baby Boma. It does not have quite the offerings and selection that a Boma has. At $5 more, because it's in park as opposed to resort. So it actually is more expensive than Boma. It is much easier to get to in a sense of you may already be at Animal Kingdom.
Correct.
You can easily bus to Animal Kingdom from your resort. A little bit harder to get over to Animal Kingdom Lodge. Your best bet is either Uber, or you're going to go to Animal Kingdom and then go from Animal Kingdom to Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Right.
So I still think if you flat out were like, I'm not worried about transportation, I'm not worried about where I'm going or trying to get to, do you recommend Boma or Tusker House if you had to pick one or the other? And again, we're going slowly off of a dinner or lunch.
Yeah,
I agree. I would pick Boma. And no knock against Tusker House.
100%.
Boma just has more. Literally, it just has more. Right. One thing that I love about Boma is they have their selection of meats that also then comes with a large selection of different sauces. So you can kind of create your own whatever you want. That's one thing that this was missing. But that tandoori chicken. I want to figure out how to make that.
Yeah.
Just do a good roasted chicken in the oven, probably on a good hot heat, get a little crispy skin, and then figure out this tandoori sauce because it was amazing. It really makes me want a gyro or some shawarma. Like 10 out of 10. I'd recommend Tusker House.
Oh yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
I know we're not telling anybody anything they don't already know, but hopefully there's some people that haven't eaten there the way we hadn't.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're the last 2 people on earth to finally
Yeah.
dine at Tusker House.
Yeah.
But here's something that's just so amazing that I keep saying is, we've been to Disney now over the last 8 years, every single month. We have probably been 150 to 200 times. We ate somewhere that we had never eaten at before.
Yep.
That's the reason people say, why do you keep going back to Disney? Well, here's one of them.
Yep.
And to be honest, if we had driven down that morning, we had Tusker House for lunch, and then we walked around the parks for a little bit. We enjoyed, and we drove home. Like, we're lucky enough to be close to do that.
Right.
Within 2 hours, that I could even see doing something like that for a meal like this. I really want to figure out breakfast here
Yeah, that'd be
sometime
fun.
soon and see how that compares to Boma, because lunch just blew me away.
Yeah.
So
It
I
was really good.
absolutely loved it. So we're going to move on to our next dining update, where we made our way back to Three Bridges Bar and Grill at Villa del Lago, Coronado Springs.
Mm-hmm.
We had not been since May.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time we went, who did we go with?
Jessica and Landon.
Jessica and Landon. So we were meeting up with some Wonderland crew folks, Steve and his wonderful family at Bar Riva. And then we were going to head over to Coronado. And Jessica and Landon, vacation grocery delivery, they were slammed. She's like, I don't know what time we'll get over to Bar Riva. If not, we can meet you at Coronado. If that's cool, we're like, that would be awesome. So they came to Bar Riva. We sat there for a little bit, and then we went ahead and they drove us over to Coronado, which was great.
Yes.
We wanted to get there for the 4:30 opening.
Yeah.
And go ahead and join that walk-up wait list. We knew our wonderful friends Jamie and Carol were working that evening, so it was going to be exciting to see them. And we were going to go have dinner and try these new items with Jessica and Landon. So these dropped October 11th, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and they revamped a large portion of the menu. They
sure
took
did.
off. They took off some stuff, but they added some new stuff.
Yep.
Let's start with the spreadable, dippable, shareable. 2 new items on here. Don't worry, the street corn dip is still there, everyone.
Yes.
It is not going anywhere.
Yes.
People would revolt if they got rid of that.
Yes.
trust me.
I'm pretty sure.
What did we first get off of the new spreadable, dippable, shareable section of the menu?
Some fried chicken bao buns, actually. So it's got a lime mayo, sweet and spicy kombucha sauce, kimchi pickles.
Gochujang.
Oh, okay. Radish for $14.
Yeah.
This was really good. Like,
loved 'em.
you loved them more. Like, I let
I absolutely loved them.
y'all eat them because we also got the ceviche.
Do we want to talk about the bao buns first?
Oh, sorry. Well, I was going to talk about.
Okay. Let's
Sorry.
talk about some bao buns.
You go
So
ahead. 'cause
these are 2 bao buns.
You
they're-
ate more of
They're
them.
good size, and to be honest, you're looking at, all right, that's $7 a bao bun. That's about what you're going to pay for the bao bun over in China during a festival, right?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
felt like these were loaded more and had more going on. Super crispy fried chicken.
Yes.
Nice, sweet, and
Yep.
spicy in the sauce. These are the kimchi pickles. They're not pickles. These are again, to me, these are much more marinated cucumbers.
Okay. You keep telling yourself that.
You don't realize how far a simple slice of radish can go until you have it in a dish like this. It just adds a little bit of bite, because radish almost has that spiciness to it. The buns, the bao buns, perfectly steamed, super soft.
Yeah, they were good.
I thought this was just an outstanding bite, and it was so very, very good. I do think they're big enough, like, you go, all right, there's 4 of us. There's 2 of those. Cut them in half. We're getting other stuff. Everybody gets a half of a bao bun.
Yeah.
I would get these, again, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
You went, which I was actually surprised with, the ceviche classico,
Yes.
which is a fish-based
Mhm.
ceviche.
Yeah.
And it's
a
using
whitefish.
it's using a Kona kampachi, which is a whitefish.
Mhm.
It's a very mild whitefish.
Yep.
That actually can be sushi grade. So this can be eaten raw. And, ceviche is basically, it's cooked in acid,
Correct.
in a sense. You take a raw fish, shrimp, things like that, and you put them in this acidic kind of dressing, and it basically kind of cooks the meat in a sense.
Yes.
This is going to be the weirdest list of things I feel like I've ever read. But it's Kone kampachi, which is the fish, sweet potato, concha, red onion, chili, and leche de tigre. This is $16. First of all, this eats like a meal.
Yes, it does. And it was spicy too.
Mhm.
So I don't know if the chili was the spicy, but
Yeah.
But it was, oh my gosh, it was outstanding. Like I would eat this. I ate so much of this. Like I let people taste it, but I basically ate quite a bit of it because it was so outstandingly
that
good.
fish was so
The fish was great.
good.
The sweet potatoes were not too soft, a little more on like, I guess, I don't want to say hard
Al
side.
dente. You
but
could say
yeah,
al dente.
Al dente
almost.
was
Yeah.
It was just
You know,
perfect.
this is a cold dish, in
Yes.
case you're not aware. So the fish is cold. The sweet potatoes are cold, even
Mhm.
though they are cooked. I just remember them putting it down and me going, what on earth would you have chunks of sweet potato in this thing
It's
for?
so good.
But it is such a good balance with the
Yep.
spiciness. Like, this is one of those you just keep going back for more and more bites. You're like, I know we ordered more food, but there's still some of this left. I'm going to keep eating more. And to me, this is a perfect, it's the end of a long day. Maybe it's a little warm outside. You're kind of hot. Like, this
So
is a
good.
fresh,
Yeah.
cooling summertime dish. And we were
Yes.
still in the 80s and 70s at night. It was still
Yeah.
pretty warm when we went.
Yeah, but 70s at night where I had a tank and shorts on,
Yeah.
and thank God you told me to take my
Mhm.
Jack and Sally Nightmare Before Christmas spirit jersey because I would have been cold and bought something if not.
Yeah.
So
No, I get
this
that.
is the time of year.
It is a cooler 70.
Yeah, and
Especially when you're sitting out on the water
Yeah.
and there's a breeze blowing.
I
And
started to say this is the time of year where if you're gonna be out at night after the sun goes down, if you're in tank and shorts, and I would carry a spirit jersey.
Yeah,
with
for
you.
sure. Next, we're going to move on to entrees. So there are 2 entrees that were previously on the menu, but they've gotten a makeover, right? A complete overhaul. So they still have the Three Bridges signature burger,
Mhm.
but it is not the one with the manchego cheese and everything that we used to have.
Correct.
This now has a bacon marmalade, sun-dried tomato jam, smoked Gouda queso, crispy vegetables, and arugula, and it's served with their incredible smoked paprika fries
Mm-hmm.
for $22.
Mhm.
There's a lot happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Does it work?
Surprisingly, yes. It was
Yeah.
super funny because I asked Jamie, I was like, what about the burger? And she said the only thing she's kind of heard is I think it's too almost
The textures.
too soft.
Yeah, there's a lot
the whole
of
thing.
soft textures going
Right.
along with
Which
this.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But with that being said, Jeremy took a bite, so he will answer this probably better than I will. But I thought it was outstanding. And it was funny because I told Jamie, I said, the only reason I can't eat anymore is because I'm so full.
Yeah.
I was like, I would have eaten this whole burger if I could. I'm just because
Yeah.
I ate the ceviche and then y'all were gonna get dessert, and I'm like, I'm so full.
Yeah.
I loved it. What'd you think?
I really liked it. I prefer the older version.
Okay.
This one was very good. I would get it again. Now, we like when we're talking about, just say the cupcake, we go, all right, there's no discernible flavors. Like, I don't know that I can individually pick out the bacon marmalade or the tomato jam or the smoked Gouda case. Like,
I
I
agree.
couldn't individually taste them, but they worked together
Yeah.
really, really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And it is, the overall thing is on the softer side,
Mm-hmm.
but it works. And it was absolutely delicious.
Good. And Landon got it too,
Uh-huh.
and he ate the whole thing. He
Yes.
liked it. Correct.
He really enjoyed his
Cool.
as well. So, again, if they came to me and said, Jeremy, which burger would you prefer be on the menu? I'd pick the old one, but I'm
Okay.
perfectly cool with this one.
Okay.
One of my favorite things that they've always had here is the pork carnitas tacos. It comes with 2 tacos, pretty good size on blue corn tortillas, right?
Mhm.
They've changed this up where it's now a platter.
Yeah.
It is a make your own taco platter.
Mhm.
This comes with tomatilla salsa verde, and these are all in individual cups.
Mhm.
Chipotle pineapple salsa, a salsa borracha, cojita, pickled vegetables, and then a bowl of black beans and rice, and a big bowl of pulled shredded pork for $21.
How many little soft shell?
Then these are house-made corn tortillas.
Okay.
5 of them come wrapped in a towel, super warm. Let's start with the black beans and rice.
Okay.
Wow. I like this eats like a meal. Like Jamie even said, because it's quick, something she can grab. Like when she's on a break, that's what she goes to.
Nice.
She gets the black beans and rice, eats as a meal, it fills her up, good to go. They were absolutely outstanding. I love the black beans and rice. Pork is perfectly cooked, shredded, flavorful, delicious. The corn tortillas, 100% you can tell they're house made and they hold up.
Nice. They looked good.
Most of the times you get corn tortillas, if they're store bought, as soon as you load them with stuff, you take that first bite and the bottom drops out.
Yeah.
These kept the entire time,
Nice.
including the ones I brought home and ate as leftovers. You get each of the salsas. One of the things with the pickled vegetables included like some onion and cilantro and all.
Mhm.
But you get each of these 3 salsas as well. So you get to just craft and create your taco, and it comes on this big board.
Mhm.
Please don't change. But how they're charging only $21 for this when this could feed 2 people easy. I mean, 5 full tacos. You get
And
out
you
of this.
didn't even
I ate 3 of them.
Right. And you didn't eat all of them because
No.
you did take some
I brought
home.
back black beans and rice. I brought back pork. I brought back sauces. I brought back 2 tortillas, which a quick 5 to 10 second zap in the microwave. And I wrapped them in a towel. Were super fresh. The leftovers were great. Like you were laughing at me. Everybody was laughing at me for taking these leftovers.
And it's
You thought I was never going to eat them. And I took them to Hollywood Studios. They went on a little journey. They got to visit a theme park. They got to ride on a bus. They got to sit in a Disney fridge. They got to come home with us, and then I ate them 2 days later.
Oh my
and it was
goodness.
still amazing.
Well, that's great, baby. I'm very happy for you.
I loved this so much.
Yeah.
And this is gonna sound so stupid. It was fun.
Good.
Like it was fun.
Yeah.
Like when you're sitting there, we love going to dinner with Jessica and Landon.
Yeah.
We just, first of all, we got to hear about their incredible trips they've had recently to Scotland and Alaska, and just, so they're such adventurous, amazing, interesting, thoughtful, great people. They're just fun to be around anyway, but we have the best time. We laugh. We like, it's
We
cool
didn't
because,
cry, thank God.
no, but it's amazing because, they're so busy. I think I saw that they have 192 orders this weekend because it's race weekend for vacation grocery delivery, right?
Holy moly.
They've just gotten back from like a 2-week vacation, and they have a wonderful team, of course, of cast members and former cast members they've built that can take care of things, but they work their butts off.
Yeah.
But there's never a time that I have not been like, hey, we're going to be at this place at this time, and they don't do everything they can to be there.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome, and I'm so glad they're able to join us. Yeah, we just have so much fun with them.
Yes.
But when you're sitting around doing that and you're conversing, it's neat to like have this meal in front of you that you're making.
Mm-hmm.
And if I love Chipotle pineapple salsa, if you don't have to have it on yours.
Right.
Make it with whatever you want.
Yeah.
And so I'd go back and split this.
Yeah.
So
That'd
anybody
be fun.
want to split me with, let's go. So when we were debating, Rhonda was debating what to get because they have this new seared mahi and shrimp bowl that our friend Wayne got last week.
Yes.
And raved about it.
Yes.
And so Rhonda was questioning. She's like, well, do I get the shrimp and mahi? Do I get the Three Bridges burger? And so we get our order and all. And then Chris, the manager, comes out and says, I hear you guys were debating what you would like. We really want you to try this mahi and shrimp, and brought the entree to our table for all 4 of us to try.
Yes.
This has, of course, the mahi and the shrimp. It's basmati rice, bok choy, Thai red coconut curry sauce, and mint for $26.
This thing was stupid
Fan
good.
favorite.
Stupid good. Like if mahi was cooked to perfection. I love mahi.
Yeah.
It was not fishy.
No.
It was fantastic. The shrimp were huge.
Giant.
Very
And again,
large.
cooked to perfection.
Cooked perfect.
Fork tender, like
The rice, the bok choy. I
bok
love
choy is
the bok
delicious.
choy.
Why do we not get
I
more
don't
bok
know.
choy?
It was so good.
It's fun to say. It's fun to eat.
Yep. It was really good. And then it was super funny because Jessica can't do like a spicy and the curry and the stuff like that. So here's what's really cool. First of all, it was in the dish, but you can have it and ask for it on the side. But second of all, it was so far away from like the fish and stuff. She was able to eat and she just kept going by. She's like, I'm going to eat some more. And I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm so full.
We all did.
Everybody, I mean.
We're like holding our stomachs hurting, and still all of a sudden you just see your fork going up to get more.
So good.
And what was cool is it's not like Rhonda was just explaining, and of course you could get that that sauce on the side. Get
Yeah.
the curry on the side if you don't do spice or curry or whatever, and it'll be fine. But the way that it's done is it's a very artful presentation. It's not as though it's a bowl and it's layered, right? Your rice, your sauce, your veggies, your meats, whatever. It is sectioned off. So like there's this big pound of rice, and then down to the side of it, almost forming like a yin and yang, is the sauce.
It was cool. Yeah.
And then laid around that is the shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
I think 4 of them, 4 big shrimp.
Yes.
Then a nice piece of fish is on top of the rice, not touching the coconut or curry sauce.
Yep.
And then the bok choy is kind of laid in there, where half of it is kind of touching the sauce, the other half is not. And this is one of the best This is one of the best entrees I've had. Like, it really was so good, and to me, it was unexpected.
Okay.
It's true.
For today.
Dude, okay. All 4 of us couldn't stop eating this and talking.
It was great. It was very good. Yes.
I would
go and get this
it
again. I would get this actually now.
Very shareable as well.
Unfortunately, over the burger. The burger was
if I had to
fantastic,
pick,
but and I was wanting a burger. I was kind of like in that mood for, and if you're in that mood for a burger, don't get me wrong, it's a great burger.
Yeah, it is.
But if you like the spice and the overallness, I would totally get the mahi and the shrimp.
Oh my gosh, it was good.
It was really good.
It was so good. And again, for $26 and you can share it, that's $13 a person. You're getting nice. It was probably 8-ounce portion of mahi for them to then have 4 giant shrimp and that whole bed of rice, a whole bok choy cut in half. Like, oh, it was good. I'm hungry because we haven't eaten since breakfast. All right, desserts. We got to do the churros, right? These come covered in a splete sugar, and then this comes with a spiced chocolate sauce, a tequila caramel, and then there was the third sauce that was it was like a sweet, like a mango-ish to it that I think was a specialty one for Hispanic Heritage Month. These are $10. These churros are outstanding. They're absolutely incredible.
Churros are great.
I really like the spiced
caramel.
chocolate sauce, and the tequila caramel is really good. The third one was not good. We're just like, this doesn't need to be on the plate. And that was the consensus among all of us.
Yeah.
Then Jamie recommended their new coconut flan.
Yes.
Which is passion fruit sauce, mango, hibiscus for $11.
Yes. This was shockingly good. So
fabulous.
If y'all are old enough and know Cooking Mama, there is a game that I used to play that's Cooking Mama, and you like cook, and that's the way I used to play this game, and it was super fun. And flan was one, and it like showed how to make it. And I never tried it in real life, but I've never even tasted it really in real life. Now I know we had we had something at the Mexico and Epcot, but this was the first time that I was like, all right, first of all, I don't really like coconut, but all right, let's try it. This was super refreshing, super like texture was fantastic, almost to me like a creme brulee type.
Yeah.
I was shocked by this, that how great it was, and even Jamie was like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool.
It's all house made. They're making it in the bakery inside Gran Destino Tower.
Yeah,
I loved it. Like you said, it was the perfect into a meal like this.
It really was.
You know, because it's light, it's refreshing, it tastes very clean. You know, you're not going in for this big, heavy dessert after you've had a burger and tacos and all this different stuff. I thought it was a perfect ending to the meal, and it was so dang good. Yeah, there was not really a drop left, and we loved it. Another one I would get again. So, you know, Three Bridges, I know we're very biased because of how much we just love this place and the history we have with it. You know, not only from its opening to all of the wonderful cast members that we've met, many that have moved on to other areas, a lot that are still there, like Carol and Jamie and Tanner. Chris, the manager that we met, was just incredible and spent some time chatting with us and seeing what we liked and thought about all the new stuff. But they really are delivering on everything. And as I've always said, it feels like a mom and pop restaurant that is constantly evolving and changing its menu. Yeah. You know, there was no complaints from our side with any of the food before, but they continue to say, let's get some new offerings.
Right.
Let's try something new.
Yep.
Let's get something Asian inspired in these Korean fried chicken bao buns. And let's bring something like this mahi and shrimp and a curry and just, I just thought it was outstanding, and you can't beat the atmosphere. So
it was beautiful.
So we promised that there are 2 things that we would do while we were there. We promised to get Yorkshire fish and chips, and we promised to get the Sleepy Hollow chicken and spicy chicken and waffle sandwich, right? So let's start with Yorkshire County Fish Shop. This is open from 11 to 9 every day. They're in the United Kingdom Pavilion at Epcot, and we did the beer battered fish and chips for $13.49. It had been, I believe as the kids still say, a minute since we had it.
Yeah, and you can mobile order this also, and Jeremy actually did. They do come now with one big piece of fish, whereas prior they did 2. You just get you can get some tartar sauce at the little cart next door, next to the place, or you can get some vinegar.
Malt vinegar is the way to go.
And it is like we put it all over. I went ahead and had a little bit of tartar sauce to go with my fish just because I like that kind of stuff. But it's so good.
Yeah.
Like the fish is so good. It's not fishy at all. It is a white fish again. It's flaky. The beer batter is such a nice light where it's not where you feel like you're eating this just giant piece of fried.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, actually, when they switched from the 2 pieces, the 2 smaller pieces to the 1 big piece, I thought that stinks. I didn't want, but the ratios come out better.
It was, yep.
The fish to batter ratio actually comes out better. And this is one of those where if you've never had fish or you're just like, I don't really know if I like fish, like this is one to try.
Yeah.
Because it's not fishy.
Yeah.
It's just
100%.
It's delicious and flaky, and I love it. And the chips are so good.
Yes.
Whether you want to put some of the malt vinegar on them or just dip them in ketchup, they're outstanding. It's all super fresh. You're watching them drop these fish into the fryer right behind the register.
Oh, you were?
Oh, yeah. I'm watching them just one after the other.
Nice.
And they're pumping those things out. But, I walk up with the mobile order, and immediately it's ready, and they hand it to me. And it was still as hot and fresh as it could possibly be. So love it there. I think it is a great quick service option in Epcot. Magic Kingdom, on the day out that we were leaving, we always check out the Adventureland spring roll cart.
Yeah.
I don't love the cheeseburger egg rolls just because theirs are spotty with whether they have little dices of pickle in them. And I've been caught before with them. But we like to see if they have some additional offerings. A lot of times they're doing 2 at a time. And for this day right now, they have the pepperoni pizza spring rolls.
Yep.
2 of them, $9.50. You can split. You could get 1 cheeseburger, 1 pepperoni, and it's still $9.50. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot for them. $9.50, $4.25.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't make. It's not even that much. $4.75 each, right?
Wow, so almost $5.
Yeah, almost $5 for a little spring roll.
Yeah.
But they're so good, and it's such
They
a
really
fun treat.
are. It is.
And these come,
great.
they're stuffed with pepperoni,
Yep.
tons of pepperoni and mozzarella, and it comes with a marinara dipping sauce. And they're perfectly wrapped. They're perfectly fried.
You recreated these.
I recreated them at home.
Great.
And they're great,
Yeah.
but they're not the same.
No, they're not.
They're just
Yeah.
not. They got it down pat, and I love these things so much. I still wish that they would bring out, well, they've done Reuben ones in the past. They've done, I'm trying to think of what some of the other ones they've done before. I want to see like a Philly chicken one or Philly cheesesteak one. I think would be super good.
Do you think they've tried before and they just
I'm sure they're
failed?
testing stuff. Yeah, they did buffalo chicken at one time, didn't they? I believe they had with a ranch dipping sauce. But the spring roll cart, it's just one of those, like, you go look at any blog that's written a top 10 snacks at Disney list, and this probably shows up.
Okay.
It's so good.
It is. It was really good.
Then finally, we ended at Sleepy Hollow. This is open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., barring any parties or evening activities, obviously. And we got the sweet and spicy chicken waffle sandwich. This is broccoli slaw with a honey sriracha glaze, served with house-made chips for $11.59.
This you can also mobile order, and that was nice because Jeremy did that as well. And it's just nice to not have to stand in line. You just go right up. They ask your name, and you get it.
I bet we hadn't had this in 2 years.
Yeah,
least
because
2
I think the
years.
chicken was different. More of like, I feel like a chicken patty. Cutlet. Okay, that's
It was like a chicken cutlet. My only gripe is that I wish the piece of chicken had been bigger.
Yeah.
Not necessarily thicker. It's a nice cutlet, like
It
thin
is.
patty, like half
Yes.
inch, 3/4 inch. But it didn't fill out the entire waffle. But that was fine.
Yep.
So you might get a couple bites that are just waffle and slaw, not with the chicken. This thing is outstanding. I love it. Again,
Yes.
eats like a meal.
Yeah, the waffles fantastic, and the broccoli slaw and the honey sriracha, and then it's just all good.
The chips are
Together.
just the best house-made kettle chips you can find.
Yep.
They're
really
perfect.
good.
They're thick.
Mhm.
They're crunchy. I like when some of the chips like get intertwined, like they were hugging each other before they got dropped in the fryer.
Yeah.
So you get like this mega chip that it's like super thick, but it's still crunchy. I love them.
Mega chip. Okay.
I love Sleepy
I have some of
Hollow.
those
These
mega
are
chip,
so
please?
good. I like pull out the mega chips.
Okay.
Give me just a thing of those. You know what would actually be really good if they could do is do bed of chips, dice up the chicken, put that on top, then do the slaw, almost like little like chip nachos. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even need the waffle.
That would be really
That'd
good.
be pretty good. All
Yes,
right.
it would.
We had such a great trip.
We did.
There was a lot more than this, but we really enjoyed ourselves and each other, and kind of just we really wanted to get back, because I know we've mentioned this, where we want to kind of get back to the basics.
Mhm.
We want to get back to going, all right, we're a couple going to Disney who maybe doesn't have to take photos of every single thing, who doesn't, but can still come back and, give you our experience. But we really took the time to just enjoy and do the things that we truly wanted to do.
Yeah, well, speaking of that and going back to actually Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, it was super cool because that's something else we kind of passed by is magic shots.
Yeah.
And we're like,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
just try to get these. And we had no idea. And first of all, one was the Headless Horseman,
Uh-huh. Oh, so
which
good.
was
'Cause
amazing.
you used to have to catch him out front
Yep.
in a line that was running 100
Yep.
deep.
And
we waited for
then-
no one.
Yep. Because it just started.
Yes.
And they started it. And then Hitchhiking Ghost,
Yep.
actually, which wasn't even over by the Haunted Mansion.
Right.
So it was super cool. And we didn't see really any others or seek them
Mhm.
out. But still, I mean, yeah, it was
a great
it was a
time.
great time.
Yeah.
Great time.
We will be back here very soon. Next week, actually, next Friday.
Jollywood Nights.
Yeah, we're heading down.
got
Lucy
my
and
outfit.
Caleb. Yep, we're gonna do the opening night of Jollywood Nights. I cannot guarantee what the dining is going to look like because we keep flip-flopping what we're going to do. I believe we're going to sit at the bar in our Narcoossee's and get some
That's all
appetizers.
you and Lucy. Me and Caleb are just gonna roll along
Lucy
for the
did
ride.
grab a flying fish for Saturday. We might go there. Like but we will have a lot of great content, including hopefully us figuring out how to navigate Jollywood Nights, so we can let you know how to navigate it.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of other folks are going to that, and we are super excited for all of that. Of course, we've got a trip to Universal coming up for Thanksgiving. Rhonda and I are going to go over the day after, and we're going to check out International Festival of the Holidays. We will be back soon after that for Neil Patrick Harris and Akershue's Breakfast, Candlelight Processional Dining Package. That's going to be super fun. And then, we got a whole lot more coming up. So if you want to check all that out, you can go ahead and check out our Patreon group at wonderlandcrew.com. See what it takes to join there. Of course, you hit the subscribe button, get all this new content. It's all going to be new coming up. Rhonda and I, every Tuesday and Friday. And of course, we would be super thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.